550 million years ago, a chain of volcanic islands broke away from its supercontinent and drifted north. A few hundred million years later, those islands would crash into the east coast of what we now call Massachusetts. As recently as 25,000 years ago, the region was buried under 4,000 feet of ice. But as that ice receded, it revealed a glacial till of sand, gravel, clay, and a landscape ripe for life. Native Americans would first settle the land some 12,000 years ago. Although we know little of this time, changing sea levels has erased much of its history. At the time, sea level was 164 feet lower, making Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket part of the mainland. The Boston Bay Area was plentiful with shellfish, especially oysters that thrive in the warm, shallow waters. And the Boston Harbor Islands, with their slightly warmer climate, were ideal for farming crops. In the 1500s, Europeans seeking the Northwest Passage, the fabled sea route leading to the riches of China and the Far East, would instead stumble upon a new world, and in doing so, would also set out to colonize it. After 10 months at sea, the Mayflower would deliver the Pilgrims to Plymouth Rock, founding the town of Plymouth in December 1620. Many settlements soon popped up, one of them Charlestown, but due to the brackish water, a handful of settlers would relocate to the nearby Shawmut Peninsula. And it's here that our story begins. In this series, I'm going to be rebuilding Boston in Cities Skylines. It will be something new, but also something born from its own history. It's a build inspired by its own mistakes. And some of those mistakes will be repeated, because it wouldn't be Boston otherwise. This is a bit of a departure for me, so please stay tuned for episodes when they're ready. I hope you enjoy this new version of Boston that will be built up as we learn about its past. Welcome to New Boston.
Oh, wait, chapter 1 coming soon. No, chapter 1 right now. Let's go. New Boston time. I'm excited. Do you know how excited I am? Original Cities Skylines music. Original soundtrack. We're starting a city. We're letting the original song play. Maybe we got some Mars radio queued up. I wish I could play some Boston bands, but copyright. That would be fun. A lot of good Boston bands. I don't know if people know, there's a lot of talent came out of Boston. I would hope most people know, like, probably more recently, people would know the Dropkick Murphys, My Generation, Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Aerosmith. I don't know. Maybe that girl is Poison. Belle Biv DeVoe from Boston. Guru of Gangstar from Boston. They crank out some talent is all I'm saying. Don't get tricked into buying Relaunched. It's not what you want. Okay, what did I do? I broke my preview where I was watching. Bear with me, everybody. Sorry, it's brand new. We're diving in here. Full screen. There we go. Turn off. Wait, why am I seeing the chapter 1? Because I'm choosing that source. Let me delete this. Man, I messed up. I messed up bad. Where's full screen projector preview? Right there. Okay. New map. Guess what we're doing? We're doing New Boston finally. I had this actually typed out a minute ago, but I thought it would be more fun to wait on the new game screen rather than here. So if you've been here before, you know that I know how the game works, but we're just cheating our way in this one. I'm done feeling guilty about it. So obviously we want 25,000 lockable. Do I have to use day-night cycle to change the time? I don't even know. Maybe, I forget. Use dynamic weather. No. Okay, so we're gonna unlock everything. We have unlimited everything, and everything's unlocked. This is a map that I created. There's a live stream where we worked on it, and also I did a video, long and rambly and ranty, and talking about all things map making, and how I rebuilt or used Google Maps and some creative workflows on how I built the map itself for Boston. So tonight we're working on one of the most chaotic bits of the city. Okay, I just took down a starting soon. We're loading. We're officially not starting soon. We are on this. It's gonna hang here for a while though. That's fine. That's normal. So I think this is gonna be really fun. Tonight we are working on the north end. So how this season's gonna work is I'm gonna do live stream builds. I'll ramble. I'll info drop. If you're interested, maybe there'll be some fun facts. But I'm gonna re-record. Actually, ooh, wait, hold on. Start recording. I may as well record the footage of the build so that way I can go back and edit it. I'll do a voiceover. I'll do like 10-minute episodes on talking about the build and a little bit more with the infographic overlays and things like that, of what will be happening. You know, while we wait for this, hold on. Let's see if this is working. Do I have my mic over here? I do, and we have the music. Right, and did I play? The music is just really quiet. Okay. So this is Boston as opposed to... Wait, why? Why? No, I'm not. I don't want to replay the trailer. As opposed to this, hold on. We got a professional outlet over here. I want to zoom in. Okay, here we go. I want to zoom in on the map. This is our starting tile. If we look, can we see areas? Yes. Well, actually, we can buy areas. What am I saying? So let's buy our areas so we can actually take a look at the map in game now. Oh, that would have been so satisfying if I didn't miss that one. So essentially, we're gonna look at this is north is up. This is Boston, the island for Logan Airport, but Boston proper itself is really what we're going to focus on the first couple episodes. This little tip of the peninsula right here. So let's talk about it for a minute. Let's bring up the infographics for a moment. So this is that tip of the peninsula. The original Shawmut Peninsula was settled upon in 1630. That is going to be it's almost 2026. We're 4 years away from the 400th anniversary of Boston. She's old, okay? So here's the problem is when people settled there, I don't know if you know this, it's had a ton of land made. And those of you that have been hanging out in the stream recently, you've heard this story a lot, but it's pertinent. It's pertinent. The satellite image is so busy. Yes, it is. It's chaos. But there's a reason for the chaos, and that is because there was so much made land. So if we take a look at the shape of the initial peninsula, these neighborhoods will start to make sense a little bit in their shape. So this is where land was, and in particular it was problematic because for the shipping industry, it also had tidal flats, which are great if you love oysters. They're terrible if you're trying to get goods in and out of the city. So they had to build a really long wharf to support that, but you have this really strangely shaped landmass. And there's no good way to do grids. Like I saw City Beautiful did a video where if you lay out the Philadelphia grid on here, there's literally only one street that's complete north to south on the peninsula, and like everything you have to zigzag to get somewhere. Keep in mind too, when it was first settled, there were swamps and hills, so it didn't make it particularly conducive to organized streets. And then there was a ton of land making that happened. So moving land, shaving down hills, bringing, dirt in from elsewhere, basically, to fill in. So it's not technically landfill, which is filling on top of land. It's not technically diking, which is to basically push back the water, but it's making land. 1803 was the first big project that completed the West Cove that you see in blue. After that was the South Cove, 1806. Mills Pond was 1807. That's that little triangle there. And when we get there, you'll notice it's the cleanest grid in the downtown Boston area. We've got the Great Cove of 1823, the right-hand side, that really built out the harbor for like customs and no longer needing the Great Wharf, the Long Wharf rather, sticking out in the middle of nowhere. Like it's still there, but it doesn't have to jet out as far because the rest of the city came with it. 1836, South Boston industrial expansion, and then 1857 was the big expansion in the Back Bay. That's going to be a really fun neighborhood to build. So we're going to get to all those things. We're going to focus on the neighborhood up in the top right today. And in particular, this is where most of the residents first settled in on the island. So this little spot here, may as well district it so we can be specific. This is the north end. And in particular, this area is about 1 square mile and heavily populated by residential and Italian restaurants. Like those are the two things. I did not mean to demark. I meant to rename. So let's come in here and give it a name. How are we feeling about the music? Do I jump to Mars Radio already, or we're gonna get nostalgic with the? I'm feeling nostalgic with the soundtrack, but we'll see. So North End, little over a square mile. Boston has a really interesting history with transit because it leaned into it really early. It was the first subway in America. It was also really kind of leading the way, obviously, when it came to the original 13 colonies, largest city in the 13 colonies for over 100 years. But when it came to highways, they didn't want to cut a highway through the city initially. It's the central artery. It is now buried. We'll be burying it later because I didn't want to start from a tiny peninsula and build it up and do that much. But I did want to start with an above ground highway and bury it later because you can see that scar in the city today. And I think it's really it's going to be a fun episode to explore, not just from a live stream from burying the highway, but exploring the Big Dig could be definitely its own episode. But North End, incredible immigrant population post 40s especially. So like a lot of World War II. So Jews from all over Europe, Italians, Irish, especially Italians post World War II economic collapse. So North End is famous for its Italian restaurants. They are literally like every other shop front is an Italian restaurant. It's insane. Do they bore out and cut and cover? So the Big Dig is the most expensive infrastructure project, or it was most over budget. I think it's most expensive in the United States. Someone died. A giant cement slab in the tunnel fell on a car and just like turned it to dust. Crazy. Anyways, we're already rambling. We're off to a great start. So because this is such a small area, and because this is New Boston, I figured maybe we could do a pedestrian area here. And part of the reason for that is I want to use the cobblestone streets because this area does have cobblestone streets. In fact, this area has the oldest remaining house from, I want to say 1680. It is the Paul Revere house. Still stands, one of the only, well, actually, I should say the only building that made it out of a fire. So there's a lot of buildings from the 1700s, ton of buildings from the 1700s, but there's one building from the 1600s, and that is the Paul Revere house. So we'll make this a pedestrian area. Welcome everybody, by the way. Kanga, officially hello. I think I read your comment, but I didn't really say hello. So hello Adia, hello Kanga, hello Chris. Welcome everybody. Hello workers and those watching on television. Hello Blue. Welcome to New Boston. I'm really excited here. So we've got a pedestrian area painted. Let's find the, man, I'm rusty. This is the sandstone, is second bluestone. And then third is the cobblestone. No, it's a, no, wait, where? Here? Here. They did fix these textures, right? I mean, they're better. They did not load in, I think, at all when the game first came out. So that is much better. Okay. So let's actually, hold on. Let me pull up Google Earth. Let me zoom way the heck in. Let's look at this mess. Let's look at this mess. Because we want to, oh, I was already zoomed in on it. I typed Boston, Mass, and I was like, okay, I'll zoom out from the north end to show you Boston, Mass. So okay, interesting. The two things that it has up on the, like, you should know about in this area is the Paul Revere House. And one of the things I absolutely wanted to do, the Old North Church, which if you played Fallout 4 is the entryway to the railroad. Okay, so how do I get this? Let me get this on screen for a minute for you. Or I guess here, we can just put this up for a second. So it's the top right one. It's pretty chaotic. There is kind of a ring road around. So the top right zone there, the island, the red outline is basically the road that comes around the causeway, lining up with the triangle on the northwest side of the zone. So let's kind of figure that out. Eventually, when we bury the highway, this is going to be, I don't know what, 3 lanes each direction with some pedestrian path and trees and greenery. But it'll be much slower traffic here with the highway buried underneath it. So eventually, like, a couple of these roads will intersect with what will effectively be here. There's a couple other things, though, that I want to consider, and we might take a minute, especially since we're kind of cheating our way through here, to move things in. So I think I'm going to do this. So let's see, we have the district painted. So district styles, houses, European. And then we're going to go into high density and zone 2x2s off of the road and do them back to back. I want to see what these look like. Hold on a second here. Will they move in, or do they have to connect from the highway? Do they have to have a road in? They probably have to have a road in. Hold on a second. What do you got roads? What are you complaining about? What's this complaint? Oh, no garbage service point. That's fine. Oh, did I zone them all? I'm an idiot. I have to let one side zone and then move the other side in. Because those were way too big. Those were 4x4s that were moving in. We want 2x2s moving in. That's more like it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I see the comment now, Adia, but yeah, absolutely. We spawned in nothing but 4x4s. Those are great. I might spend an awful long time deleting a bunch of buildings to get the ones I want to spawn on these blocks. Because these are not far off. If you look at the north end, there's a lot of, I wish I knew what they were called. What is like the circular window jutting out from a Victorian house? Like what is that? Is it a turret? Or is that when it's coming out of the roof too? But you know what I'm talking about? The where the windows are coming out? Those are very commonly like rounded in, I was gonna say Little Italy in the north end. So you see like a lot of those rounded window structures. 1 hour. Would you spend an hour painting boxes one at a time? Get the buildings you want. That's crazy. The bay windows. I mean, is it technically, but is it a bay window? Like, what is the structure of the building when that bay window is not just a bay window, but it is like kind of like this, like literally like extending up multiple stories. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a turret or something like that. I could be wrong. But that structure, you know, coming out, if we could find rounded ones, that would be perfect. So what do these look like back to back? And then do we put an alley in between them too? So do we technically do 5 squares? No, that's, no, don't do that. Do we technically do 5 squares so we can do an alley in between? Or do we not need alleys because the streets are so narrow? I don't think we need alleys. We will have alleys when we get into the nicer, later districts of Back Bay, which was designed to keep wealthy people in the city. So they spent a lot of time building some pretty nice townhouses down there. Incredible park running all the way down Commonwealth Avenue. We'll be recreating all that. In fact, we'll probably sketch some of those lines out tonight so we get an idea of where things are proportionately. We're going to delete these houses, so don't worry. We're just getting a look here and kind of seeing. I think these back-to-back are fine. I'm probably going to delete a lot of the newer structures like this one to try and let more of these types of buildings move in. The dormers are nice, too, up at the top. We could also even do some 1x1s here and there, because those fill in pretty nice, and I think they're only 3-story. So we could do some things here. But I think we kind of frame it out like that, and I think since it's going to be pedestrian area, the traffic shouldn't matter, and we'll keep it predominantly residential. We'll keep the commercial like on the outer beltway, which we should probably set up first and then figure out how to frame everything inside of it. I really got to look at the mess of roads and get inspired though. You have to let this one at a time to get the, yeah. Those are 1 wide, right? Okay, let's see. All right, we got to get inspired. So we're going to create a road almost at the edge where we're going to have some piers coming off of it. But then we want it to come in a little bit. Please note, can you see, it might be tough. I should zoom in for this one. Hold on. How many baseball fields do you see in the north end? Keeping in mind that this is a 1x1 square mile meant to populate the largest colony, the largest town of 13 colonies. That's the wrong layer. No, I want to grab. Oh, I wish I could just grab this a little. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. There's 3 freaking baseball fields up top there. Are you kidding me? It's a square mile. America. 1 square mile. We need 3 baseball fields. And wait, hold on a second. I kind of have to know now. Hold on. Dunkin' Donuts in the north end. How many we got? Hold on a second here. I gotta know. Where? No way. I'm proud of the north end. That's wild. That is wild. Okay, hold on a second. So you see this picture on screen right now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so forget the zone, the rectangulars on the bottom left. There are 12 Dunkin' Donuts in that area on screen. Not the park, obviously. There's not a Dunkin' Donuts in the park. And none of them are in the north end. I'm kind of amazed by that. That's crazy to me. No, I guess it's not crazy, but it's pretty funny to me. Okay. Yeah, none in the north end. Literally none in the north end. I was actually kind of shocked. I just assumed they were all over Boston. I didn't realize that literally, apparently there is a rule against them in the north. I mean, you got actual Italian coffee shops. Probably don't need, although I know there's Starbucks and stuff moving in though too. So like they didn't get the Dunkins. Dunkins expanded when there wasn't interest. Okay, sorry. We're all over the place. That's why the episodes are going to be very different. So let's think about this a couple ways. We want a point where there's going to be a highway exit for a bit. So maybe we do like a 4-lane road under here just to act. Here, let's come out. I'm just doing this to kind of to mark it. That should be fine. So we'll get people on and off the highway right there before we convert this. Now, I guess we could even use the road on the outside loop as a regular road, so that the inside becomes all the residential. Man, I gotta look at this again. This is so not how cities are supposed to be built. It's confusing, but I want to replicate it correctly. It is a 4-lane with bike lanes. That's interesting. Well, there's a bike lane on one side, I should say. That's not quite as friendly. But that's coming all the way. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at this on another screen. So, okay, let's do that. What do we have for bike lanes? Is it this one? That's going to be no parking as well, right? Okay, let's see what we can do here. We'll follow the coastline where we can. Do we put the road right up on the edge? And zone the occasional pier? Probably. I think we might also want to come one further in. Just to be really at the bottom of this zone, because we want to cram as much as we can here into this peninsula. So maybe we just bring this straight down here. We can always reshape the area around it afterwards. And then let's see, where do we come out the other side? So this causeway should be where Mill Pond is. So it should dip back basically straight towards the back bay. Okay. So somewhere in this general direction. So what if we come... Okay, we'll come here. Nope. We'll come back here. What's the pillar that's stopping me? Oh, it thinks I'm trying to connect to the bridge above. Okay. Okay, so let's round these out. These kind of kinks are okay in a city like New Boston. I'm okay with that. We'll work the ground up in some spots and do some pier type buildings let's look. Okay, north. And think about how we want to get these non-grids in. Sorry, I'm going to keep jumping back and forth. So we've got that road coming in. I'm going to start from the road at the bottom that we looped around the outside. There's kind of one central vein in the middle. And then everything kind of comes off of that. Okay, let's see if we can find that central vein. So imagining again that this is basically going to be a road here. We're going to go to the pedestrian streets, though. Chivo hunting in Power Wash Sim 2. How is it? Is it worth the upgrade? I don't know. I think I might have got the first one on like either a Steam sale or a Humble Bundle or something. We get the original CS1 soundtrack playing, AC. Okay, small cobblestone street. Okay, and we're gonna kind of treat this. Let's see. We have kind of a hill in the middle of the zone. So what would we do with this? We would probably come up this way and not try and tackle the hill like straight on. Nope. Let's do that. Okay, we don't need to worry about alleys, but we are going to keep this zoning ridiculously tight. So how does it link with the outer zone? It doesn't necessarily. It's so wild. We can really just kind of do anything. It's not like we need to get too crazy trying to replicate. But I think we will keep some space for. I was gonna say keep. I was gonna like. I'm such in the habit of like wanting to provide buffer zones, but that is not what this is about in the north end. It really isn't. Let's just start near the road. You know, this will be our eventual, our parkway maybe. Maybe it's built off of this. This is going to be one half of it. And then this should be able to connect down here. Yep, okay, perfect. Welcome everybody, welcome Kung. We're on unlimited money, and there's no buildings yet, so your fires do not phase me. This grid's gonna phase people, though. Did I not angle these into one another? Okay. Inspector tool, eyedropper, find the road. That is very handy. I don't use it enough. But it's nice. Man, you know what would be cool if we modded in? Torch lamps. So the north end, it seems it's almost a decade now, but I think it was in 2016 they finally switched over to LEDs. So you know how like your street lamps growing up, they were the horrible yellow lights, and then they switched to LEDs and they're super bright. The north end did that in 2016. But they weren't upgrading from yellow lights. They were upgrading from literal fire lanterns. 2015, walking around the north end of Boston at night, the streets were lit by fire. It's a different world. It's a different world. Talk about missing the yellow lights. Fire AC, legit fire lanterns. I think they were natural gas fed. Sounds like my kind of streets. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so knowing that this can be a little commercial sector. We should have this stamped down as European. So high density. Too deep? Do we go too deep? Do we go 3 deep on commercial? Let's see what 2 deep looks like if we do 2. We don't have any commercial demand yet, do we? Okay, I should move some people in. We'll get our first couple neighborhoods going. We'll come, yeah, we'll just, whatever that angle was, that works. And then we'll build off of this. So what did we say before? If we keep it 2x2s back to back. Ooh, that even ruffled the zoning a little bit. That was perfect. CS2 breaks that zoning all the time. Like that worked out perfect for us. Okay. So we've got European stamped down, high density. What if we do it? Does it do 2x1? Or the 2x1s are good, huh? Okay. Okay. Here we go. We're doing this. Thank God it's a small neighborhood. Is that zoning technically disconnected so it doesn't matter? I mean, why chance it? No, not that one. Okay. Let's and we don't have to pay for this stuff, so we may as well actually get it going with some resources here. Don't mind me. We're piping this one neighborhood at a time. Just like the streets. The pipes will probably be better organized than the streets, let's be honest. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Redundancy. Okay, what are we complaining about? We're complaining because we don't have service points. And we don't have electricity. There's your electricity. Okay, pedestrian service points. It has been a while. Oh, we can unlock the large stuff right away. Nice. Large pedestrian service point. This does garbage and, right? Okay, so that's fine for now. Easy road access. I was gonna say easy road access, but we haven't built a highway exit yet. Okay. I didn't really leave a lot of room for a highway exit, did I? Okay, hold on a second. Let's rethink that street. And let's see how we get this, you pipe, but you don't have sewage. Yeah, or water set up anywhere. I mean, there's pipes, AC. We got it. It's a step in the right direction. Boston wasn't built in a day, and neither will New Boston be. It'll be a miracle if we get this neighborhood done tonight. Wait, what's Kangaroo's last achievement? Okay, I gotta talk to people about new games for 2026 because I'm still playing. I'm playing Battlefront. I gotta get off of it. My blood pressure. Okay, highway. Maybe we do streets first, and it's just because it's just easier to work with. Okay, snap. Or step, I should say. Okay, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what if we do here? me think of that. That actually looks pretty good. That's tight. I think that works. That works good. I like. Well, I will like better once we make it a highway and upgrade it and change the direction, but I think that works. Right, that's fine for getting off the highway. We can keep the highway getting back on like a tight diamond there, and we'll snake that road back around outside a little bit. We'll figure it out. We're gonna have to bury the whole highway later anyways. It's the one thing that I was gonna redo. I feel like the Cities 1 soundtrack is just too ambient. There's not enough going on. I'm gonna put Mars on. Because at least that's bopping the whole time. Something's going on, you know? Adia, don't buy Relaunched. It's a ripoff. They're literally selling you the fixes for the things they never delivered on. Also, CS2 console when? Don't forget they're going to want $400 for you for that. Started playing Disney Dreamlight Valley again. I've always thought to myself, like, I could pick that up, and I can't. Although, what is the new, like, what the heck? I was watching my wife play. How do you get around now? Like, because it used to be like you just skated on your feet. Now there's a horse or something. I don't even know. There's a new way to traverse around. I forget what it was. It looked like more standard traversal than sliding around on your feet did. Cozy game, yeah. Okay. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna fix that water problem any minute. We'll get the highway going first. I should have thought about the highway before I thought about this road, honestly. Let's come back to this. Let's come back to this idea. Hold on a second. So we'll use regular roads again to get started. I should come down first to make sure that there's room. Is that okay? It's not perfect, but it's all right. I like that there's guardrails like all the way up the on-ramp. What if we do that? That's okay. It's not like I would like the ability to tweak these a bit. And man, intersection marking tool stuff is cool, but we'll get by. Ooh, that was a little bit of a bump there. It's getting buried. We're okay. Let's move some people in. Actually, no, we have to do the other side. We still got to let people get off the highway. Okay, let's do this better. Even though we're tearing it down later, we're gonna do it better, or at least more systematic. Okay, we are ground level 1, 2, 3. We'll come out 1, 2, 3, right here. Let's do that. So this is 1, 2, 3. No, I didn't do that right, did I? Dang it. Okay. Is it up 4? 1, 2, 3. It's up 4, isn't it? That's why. Okay. So that'll be a little bit steeper. But it shouldn't be as abrupt at the end here. Nah, it's still a little, I don't know. Let's see what it looks like when it's all set up in parallel. Okay, this one's probably going to be a little bit tougher over here. So how do we do this? Did we do this a click down? So 1, 2, 3. And we curve it. It could work. Sorry, I realize I don't talk much when I'm tweaking these intersections. It ruins my brain activity. I think in a good way, though. I think this is one of those Zen moments, like, that I have with the game. Did I just change direction instead of upgrading? As I was saying, Zen moments with the game. Okay, is this? No, that's road. So let's upgrade. And then fix our directions. Not the last one. We got this. Your Zen and mine differ. What is your Zen? No, I don't need eyedropper. I need upgrade. Is your Zen tomorrow? Oh, that's a bendy one. Really? It's gonna do that to me? Why does it bend out? We have to curve? Okay, upgrade, highway, we're almost there. We're gonna give them water any minute, AC. Any minute. Does that count as power? If you've ever heard the song, is it the Standells, Dirty Water? Love that Dirty Water. That is about the Charles River over there. And considering we may as well be thematically correct for now, I guess. I don't know, just because. Is this the sewage? That's the sewage one. Right, that should flow into the, yeah, into the river, not into the harbor. Okay. And then we can pipe it. Oh, pipes are right there. And for now, we'll do this. Okay. We're playing at 3 times speed. I am stretching my legs because my arthritis is getting bad, chat. Oh my God. My knees. I got to remember to straighten them out once in a while. Otherwise, they don't. Oh. Dancing on a pirate ship with a troll. Yeah, exactly. Okay, we've got all these houses moving in. Why are they complaining about water? Do we not have water intake? Did I never give them water? I should probably put it right there next to the. Does this need power? It needs power? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's not that surprising, I guess. Oh, and I got to put the service point back now. Okay, now that we know where the highway goes. So pedestrian service point. Tuck it in right there. Look at that. That's perfect. They don't mind the noise of the highway. And then the truck traffic is right there. We'll probably do another... We'll do another highway exit up here probably because technically you're getting off the highway way over here to go down Storo. So you could be getting off here to go to, well, technically the airport. You'd get off here to hit the tunnel to the airport. But also that's the tunnel that you'd take from 90 from the west. Basically, anybody pathing over that way can. Let's see. Okay, so they're not complaining. I don't know how I feel about the 2x1s. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the houses, but I'm not crazy about them. Also, why do we have houses but not residents? Is that going to be a problem? Is that going to be a problem at all? I'm mildly concerned about that. Okay, hold on, people. Wait, hold on. So what if we do two by twos, right? Or 2 deep at least? We'll give them the width, and it's not going to be the single houses all the way down. We need to see if people move in. What pack are those houses for? Never see it. That is just the European default. High density. But also 1 by 2 by 1, rather. 2 deep by 1 wide. We're looking at some of the smaller options of the European, because this is the first neighborhood in Boston. So there is one house from the 1600s, Paul Revere House. And then there are a ton. I believe the structures are predominantly from the 1700s. At least what was in the bubble, that is. So like in the top right, not the stuff outside in the red and blue, but inside the amoeba there, the northeast. That stuff would have been there back in the 1700s, most of the structures. Can we get the sun over here a little bit? That helps. Those are, see, that's great. I think that's what we do. So those are going too deep and not restricting the sideways growth. So what are we actually getting here? We're getting 2 by 2s out of that. So we should be able to go down this whole block. These are technically not back to back, but I'm going to play it safe and let them zone in before I zone the other side. Let's fix this road. How would this road connect in here for now? This is going to be a nightmare. It's just going to have to like come back up. We can put the intersections really close together, but am I going to stop them at level 1? I don't know yet. I don't know. So historical buildings have a tendency to abandon, which makes them a real pain in the butt. I don't know, like how much bigger do the 2 by 1s get? Like, they don't feel huge now. Like they feel, I mean, a chirper's a little taller than the default pedestrian, so well, that's a kid. There we go. Okay. But chirper is a little bit taller. It's much more open with the light. But that's not bad. There's also not going to be any traffic through here. Can you walk? You can't walk through these, can you? Oh, you can. Interesting. Some of them you can't. Okay. We'll let them move in. Let's fix this road and figure out how we get some commercial businesses in here. Back to pedestrians. I was gonna say, is it faster that way? I think it's faster that way every time, and then I realize there's all the 6-lane roads that you have to flip through. So no. I have an urge to build a building like those in The Sims now. Nice. Creative inspiration. Okay, let's see. We can do this the old-fashioned way, so we'll connect a straight line equidistant from 2 points away from the highway. And then what if we did because then that breaks up the zoning a little bit too, which is interesting. We can curve this road in, and then that could just go straight at that point because that's convenient for the person that made the road at that time, and that serves this purpose perfectly. This road was here also, so it comes through because it wants to be there. Welcome. Enjoy your space road. Oh, can we not do that? You're not going to let me do that? You know what that means? Okay. Did I mean to do that? Sorry. Whoops. Well, we have the demand, I guess, right? So we can come in here and say we want commercial. Are we going to keep those to 2 deep, did we say? That's 3 deep. And then do offices adhere to European standards? I think that they do. I think commercial and offices have those horrible billboards, though. I'm pretty sure there are mods to remove them. Should I? So you're okay. So Adia, you're saying historic as well. I'm concerned about abandonment. I have the buildings that I tried to do that to in River Run are all abandoned most of the time. I like to try and have a Denny's somewhere on Main Street, and it's abandoned. It's an abandoned Denny's. Pennies, sorry, Pennies. Okay, what do we have for parks space? If we do, let's get rid of these layers. I have all these layers on. Sorry about the flashbang there. We gotta make room for at least 2 baseball fields, if not 3. There is a tiny little bit of park space not far from the baseball fields there in the top. There is also a tiny little brick plaza, and it has a horse statue of Paul Revere riding a horse. And I think there's a rider on a horse in one of the college assets, like an academic statue. So I gotta get some. We don't have like red brick streets. Maybe we could do like sandstone and put that up there, the statue. YouTube thinks now would be a good time to insert an ad. So let me tell you what would be a better idea to avoid those ads in the first place. It would just be me not hitting the button. So we're going to do that. I do appreciate, you probably saw an ad roll at the beginning unless you have premium, and I appreciate you sitting through that, but we're not gonna do an ad roll, YouTube. Get that out of here. This episode's brought to you by Boston. Get the fuck out of here, YouTube. Okay, there's your commercial. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like. Always historic, the first pennies that pops up, because I really appreciate that. That's awesome, AC. Insert a JoJo Mart advert. Oh my god, I don't even know where those are. I gotta grab those off of Apple's computer. The lawyer commercial, the JoJo Mart commercial. That was so fun putting those together. That's when I was really depressed then. I wasn't making content, but I was like so happy to do ads. Those stupid ads. Oh my god. All right, we need to get some power over here, I guess, so that they don't complain. We can tear the infrastructure down later because it's certainly going to be dense enough to pass power building to building over here. Look at this. I think this is going to work out well. So that is a street. That's a street. Let's get some back-to-back going here. Let's because we got the demand happening now. So only 2x2s or 2x3s. I don't care. But we're not going deeper than 2. Mars radio is what I needed right now. Now, I don't think we're hitting these with much services. We're not. We literally have not put any services into the city yet, so there's no reason for them to upgrade. We could drop some stuff in and watch as they upgrade and see if we like it or not, and then roll it back. So many ads. Okay, what is going on over here? We ran out of demand that quickly. Well, it's good that people want to live here already. The roads aren't crazy enough, are they? The roads are way too organized and neat. We got to get weird with the ones that come off of here. Oh no, do we have 0 people still? No, why? No. Is it not going to move people in? What if we do like just regular old AF low density residential here and regular commercial and a regular office job? And we put water over here. Why are they creating houses to not move in? Are my arrows correct? My arrows are correct. We reviewed all this. There's traffic. There's traffic coming in and out. Sure looks like they're right to me. We checked all this. We double checked it on stream. I asked people to yell at me if it looked wrong. We looked at all the roads, the shipping lanes, the air. I think this might be... I feel like I've run into this before in frickin' creative mode. I feel like this has happened to me before. Why, game? I want to like the game, but it makes it so freaking hard sometimes. Let me see. Google. Cities Skylines Remastered. 0 population. Often fixed by checking highway connections, ensuring power, water, and sewage are working. Disabling mods, sometimes forcing a reset of a building or destroyed road. Wait, what? Oh, wait, why do we have people? Why do we have people moving in now? I went to Google and I was about to kill it. It is pedestrian only, but there's also people moving in apparently now? Or is that from the house over here? Why? Okay. Chat, please explain to me why having something pedestrian only prevents people from living there. How do you have residential pedestrian only areas? Excuse me, what? Like we're letting cars get in on this road? They're able to come around here all they want, right? Why would that be a problem? We have a properly supported area that they can get into. I don't understand. Why would pedestrian only shouldn't affect that, right? It might not be ideal for these businesses, but they have a service point covering the area. So we did a couple things. We did the zone, which covers North End. And then it looks like I got a little bit sloppier with the pedestrian area. And that kind of gets out into the highway a little bit. But why would that, like, you can have pedestrian zones. Like I had a predominantly pedestrian zone city in Greenwood. We have 12 people. The only people that have moved in are in this house over here. It's a good point. Are the cars using the off ramps? No, but they're. Whoops. That I just made that backwards. This is getting on. This is getting off. This is getting on. It's a super simple diamond, and the highway directions are working. I'm confused because highways don't care about zoning restrictions, and also the road that it's dumping out to is not a pedestrian only road, so it shouldn't matter. But I will trim it back unless I'm forgetting something. Like, does that matter? Because highways don't generally care about any kind of restrictions like Old Town, traffic bans, things like that. Change the streets to regular roads. We have 10 people. What the hell? Okay, so we're getting all regular streets that are full of traffic and cars and parking and everything. Forget the ideals. We threw our ideals out the window immediately. Right into the swamp water. We'll leave the 4-lane bike roads for now. We'll probably upgrade those to 4-lane roads with trees or something. These are going to get hectic with parked cars all over them. Wait, why are they saying... Wait. Why are they complaining? They have to be... There's a pedestrian. There's an area. No garbage service. Oh, did I remove the... when I unpainted the zone, I painted too far. The service point's not in the zone anymore. We're gonna have a real barn burner because we don't have any fire coverage in here yet. That should be fun. All right, do we get rid of... Okay, I was gonna say, do we get rid of all the cobblestone? But no, we did not. Do we see any more? Time of day. Get the light on the roads. Okay, that should be all. The cobblestone roads are done. It's technically a pedestrian area. There's technically a service point, so they're not complaining. But there also shouldn't be anything restricting them. Okay, we're up to 177 now, so what the actual? Did I forget how these work? Why wouldn't they work? Were they too far into the zone? Like they want to be able to park their car like at the end of the street here? And I wasn't letting them do that. Although to be fair, like wouldn't they have come and like put their parked car right here and walk 10 feet to get to a house? That seems kind of outrageous to me. Are people living in these now? Okay, that's good. Oh, you want police coverage now? Tough. Oh, what was it wasn't technically the mafia because it wasn't from Sicily. It was the Black Hand was the underground crime group. Did a lot of nefarious things in the early 1900s. Okay, we got to get crazy with some of the roads. Look at all the traffic coming in. That's kind of wild. I got to figure that one out. Why did they not honor the pedestrian zone? Why do they not want to? I'm probably being stupid about something, but once all the houses are full, change to pedestrian. Okay, well, let's keep moving people in. Do we get offices in the same style? I think I asked this question earlier, but I didn't commit the experiment. Let's not do that because it's always a spot we can put a subway in. Let's see if these grow in the same way. What do we got for schools? So if we come into education, can we do, isn't there an old elementary? How do you get those? There's a way, isn't there, to unlock the other buildings? Hide far away notification. Oh, that's cool. I'm hiding academic year reports. I guess I don't care in this mode. Isn't there a way to grab the old buildings? Like to grab the North American or is it in the district settings? Enable stylized buildings? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, where do we slip this in? We'll put it right there for now. That is elementary. What do we have for high school? God. Remember this thing? Is that too much space to commit in the north end? I mean, it's kind of our first population center. We probably should educate them. We're not going to do university over here. That's ridiculous. You don't get a college education in the north end. You got to travel for that. Great Italian food, though. Let's get inspired one more time. Hold on. We're going to peek. We're going to peek. How do we get crazy and cross up this grid so we come off the central vein in a different way? Okay. We got to really try and maximize the space over here. What's with all the crime, guys? You are making the north end look really bad, everybody. Like, this is, I was going to say criminal, but that is too on point. We'll go with the old police station too. We're going to move all these around. We're going to find like a way to fit all these in. Do we do is this the old firehouse? These aren't as dense as I would like them to be, the firehouse especially. So we might change that. Ooh. Yeah, okay, never mind. That's better. That's pretty obvious. Do we do... Okay, that's police, fire. We did education for high school and elementary at least. Is there a little... Does that clinic work? God, does everybody remember the old hospital? I forgot about this thing. That was the default hospital, I think, in the game, right? When I first played, and then that one came out much later. Okay, we'll do this clinic over here, just kind of in keeping with the theme of the older styles. Everybody's happy. We don't have educated workers yet. That's okay. We just put the schools down. What do you want? Oh, not enough workers. We'll move some more people in, okay? Come on, hold on. We're doing it. We're working on it. There's no south yet. Hold on. We just got this is episode number 1. We're doing the north end. We're gonna we'll outline some stuff. I imagine maybe financial and government center before Boston Common and Back Bay, before I worry about South Boston and Southie. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. Especially at this rate. I'm not very good at the game, apparently. Okay, so we'll do that. Nope. Ah, they're gonna be a jerk here at the connections. Right, and that's 2 and... Oh. Are you gonna let me connect? Yeah, you are? Okay, cool. We'll curve it on this side then. Okay, we gotta find room for at least 1 baseball field over here. We could do a tiny little park right here, and that will affect our zoning. Because now that zoning's gonna come maybe this way. We'll do that before we come through here. And we could have an alley through there or some trees. Are there any trees in the north end? Not a lot. Not a lot. A couple planted on the roads. That's about it. Okay, we'll try and line this up again. Okay, that's pretty good. And by good, I mean terrible. This road, let's veer off this way. Okay, perfect. It's satisfying in an odd way to really embrace the chaos, I won't lie. Can that work? Nah, it's too much. That's too much. That's ridiculous. That's looking more north endy. Okay, where was I going to put that park? Wasn't I going to put a park in here somewhere? And a baseball field? What the heck? Where are the baseball fields? Are they under park objects? Or do we have everything? I don't want the stadiums. Are they uniques still? What is this? Oh, the shops at Shibuya. I didn't even recognize the tab. Do they have this? Do they have small stadiums here too? Like, or is it all the? Where's like the parks? Wasn't there one that we thought was like appropriate for a high school? Oh, I guess, can I do this? Can I look? Okay. Where the heck are the baseball diamonds? Oh, okay. Content Career Pack sports venues. Oh, okay. They love it. They love baseball. Is there a smaller stadium? No. Because they technically have two up here in the corner. That's a little, is that a little overdoing it though? In the space that we have? Yeesh! Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay, no. Let's see what we can do on the landscaping front here for a minute. Hold on. Can we extend this to the road? No. Yes. Yes. A little bit. We're just making it worse. Look, we're making that worse. It's nothing some trees can't fix. It's really unfortunate that they don't have fences. Why do none of the... There's no backstops. There's no fences. Like, I'm going to point this out for anyone that hasn't noticed, but like, if you know the game of baseball, imagine sitting directly behind the catcher without any kind of protective equipment. And if you are from another part of the world and come to the United States and see a stadium like this, don't sit behind home plate or you won't be going home. Like, that's death zone. It doesn't make any sense that there's no fence back there. Don't bother with the fence on the side at that point. Who cares? You're not trying to protect the people sitting behind home plate. You're also not trying to stop home runs. Like, you're just letting it go. So, Sail Away. Cute. Alexa, play Sail Away by Enya. Sorry for any of you that have an Alexa nearby. Or not. If you enjoy Enya, then enjoy that jam. Here, I'll pause. Want me to pause? Let me pause Mars Radio so you can enjoy Enya. Sorry. I think I'm funny. Let's get a couple of Mr. Mason trees in here somewhere. I love that. That's one of my favorite trees in the game. We'll put a couple in here for just for markers. Let's see, what can we do here for trees? We want to fill in this zone a little bit. Try and hide some of that nonsense. I'll come back here. This is not the detail work episode. This is just trying to fill it in a bit. I wish we could go over there, but that's where the stadium still exists there. So unfortunate. But it will do. Okay. Look at all the demand. Look at how many people want to live here in beautiful North End. That we are modeling after the real thing. Thank you, by the way. 91 of you tuning in to see some new Boston. Thank you. Appreciate that. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday evening. This is going to be a regular thing. I'm going to try and knock out neighborhoods on a stream. We'll see. We'll probably have to make it, come back and detail it on the next one, or, go on the next one, then do a detail stream, work on a couple of them at once. But there will also be episodes if you want to learn more about the history of all this. I'm going to be doing a deep dive breakdown, essentially of all the neighborhoods and all the different ways that they were built up. So there'll be a little bit of more of a historical lesson in the videos. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely subscribe. But we'll be building up this nonsense in the meantime. We get one more road in there? We could. It certainly would be fitting. We got to think about staggering a different grid through here. Maybe we come off like that. We'll come in and clean up the intersections after. If you aren't familiar with Boston either, we are definitely not caring about traffic. We'll do what we can later on to minimize it with pedestrian areas, mass transit. Although I think I might do the mass transit modeled after the actual MBTA, which is going to be an episode on what not to do and how horribly things have gone wrong. And how it is its own self-defeating thing, because like as it disappoints more passengers of the commuter rail, which is what it was built out for, it starts to lack funds because it becomes an inconsistent way to get around. The only people that use it are the people that absolutely have to use it. Also, the amazing statistic. Are you ready for this? MBTA, Mass Bay Transit Authority. We just call it the T. T. The letter T. The T. So the T, when you're taking the subway, you're taking, okay, it's the T, right? So think about all of the subways in the United States. New York, right? Even the elevated train system in Chicago. Think about all the light rail supporting all the various cities in North America, in the United States. From 2017 to 2021, more than half of the injuries. I take it back. More than 90% of the injuries. More than 90% of the injuries on light rail in the United States of America were on the MBTA, on mass subways. That's how old and archaic and ancient it is. There was a multi-year period where the Orange Line had, I think, 6 derailments because they updated the new cars that didn't fit the old tracks properly. And the trains kept derailing. Like, so they upgraded one without upgrading the other, didn't think about it. Like, it's bad. It's bad. And then it, like, when it becomes inconsistent, people end up taking their cars instead. Right? So, and again, it's a self-defeating thing because they start to lack funds and fall behind and can't pay for improvements. That's going to be one of the rantiest episodes, is when we come in to design the horrible network. Oh, it'd be nice if we could have got can we do school right here? That's perfect. There's our elementary school next to the little baseball park. We'll move the high school up here so that is fitting that space. Can we now get another street in here? Because we want this to be absolutely as dense as we possibly can. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh wait, what do we have here? This is the school that I moved? That's the elementary school. So what do we have over here? This is the police station, fire station, and med clinic. What if the police station or the fire station is on the main street? Or at least, what is the main street for the north end? Or do I put it down here on the 4-lane? It may not be bad on the 4-lane. Let's do the 4-lane, but not the high school property. We'll put the police station next to it. And the med clinic can be here for now. Did I get rid of the houses that we zoned in down here? No. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I probably should have de-zoned it, huh? That might have been smart. Okay. They're complaining. They're auto bulldozing. It's fine. We'll get there. How's everybody doing? How is your Friday evening? I hope it's going well. Considering how extensive our light rail is in San Francisco, you're surprised? That's the thing. Like, it was the first subway in the U.S. and the plans for it really fell apart. There was this really weird period. I'm struggling. This is one of the things I'm struggling to put into the documentary. I'm planning to do a documentary on the shape of Boston streets and tell the story of all these different neighborhoods. One of the toughest stories to tell is the disaster of the MBTA. This highway that you see here, the central artery, right? They ended up cutting the city in half to build this highway through here. There was a huge effort not to allow that in the first place. And for a while, the city resisted. And as a result of that, decided that, hey, we're going to invest a ton of money into into the transit system. And then I think it was the mayor that was really driving that. Once they were out, I'm sure money was involved, and eventually the highway got brought through. The Big Dig's a fascinating story as well. There's just so much nonsense. It's tough. If anyone is down for a behind the scenes ramble session on the Discord sometime, I'll take you through a rough draft of what I've got, because I'm like constantly trying to reassemble and rebuild the structure of it. Maybe it just has to be multiple videos. What are we complaining about? We're complaining about garbage. So let's, at least for the time being, just deal with that stuff locally. I don't know why I went to the meteors tab. That's not going to help us out. Let's see. Recycling. We'll put a recycling center right over here for now. It's next to the sewage plant anyway, so it's not like it's going to pollute anything too bad. Let's see. Disasters. Earthquake sensor right here. There we go. Okay. That'll pass the power. How do these look? Are these okay? Oh, these are okay. Why with these stupid clown heads? Isn't there a mod to get rid of those on PC? Like, what the hell is this? Why is this on every other building? But not to mention, like, can I just, like, I am a little confused. Is there a lot of red, white, and blue clowns in Europe? Because these are European style buildings. What are they saying about Americans? What are you saying about Americans, Europeans?
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I feel judged is all I'm saying. Amanda? Don't you start. You'll be the 51st state before DC. We claim the Montreal Forum for the United States of America. This is our arena now. And it will play Bon Jovi concerts. And that's it, just Bon Jovi concerts. Okay, what do we do with the space? We need density. Okay, I need to stop being an idiot and start zoning. We need people to move in to all this beautiful real estate that we've got available. Military's never lost a war. How were things over there at Gold Beach? Well, Omaha was exploding. Huh? Gold Beach and Juneau doing great over there, Canada? Comfy? Nice soft landing? We'll catch all the bullets, don't worry. Sorry, as a World War II complaints, it's probably a little old for most audience. Don't mind me. All right, we need some commercial demand, so we will slot that in around. Why? Why? Are you kidding me?
Ah, oh, that's hot. That's hot.
What the actual? Come on. Yes, members, if you have the Elmo emote, please. Thank you. Welcome, Elmo, to New Boston. That's the first official one, right? I think. This is a good one, too. They got a couple houses going. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry. Wait, I'll be right back. Oh, man, cemeteries take up so much real estate. Can we get this around the block? Did I do wide sidewalks there or something? Let's see. I don't know what to do with this road. Maybe this road curves back in. Those streets are too wide, though, or this area is too wide, I should say. So we'll do that, and that. Oh, we're gonna get some. That just became a park space. The Great Boston Fire of 2028. Is it already 2028 in game? Man, time flies. It's going to be 2048 before you know it. Let's see. Let's come in here. This one. Can I get around this tree? Can I do that without breaking the tree? I can. Okay. That works. What if I do? Nope, that's not right. Oh, did that connect though? That's fine. That works. Why do we not have power? Do we not have enough power? Because we've got one windmill. Oh, we technically got two turbines. They're just not all connected, are they? Yeah, it's two separate zones, which is part of our problem. This will give us a little bit of time there before we have to worry about the next. I don't know why I'm trying to save money here. It's not like we can't just like drop a nuclear power plant in right here. Okay, we got a ton of commercial demand, so let's satisfy that. No more than 2 deep. Okay, we may as well carry that down, I guess, all the way down here. And then we'll tuck away some offices maybe on this side. Whoops. Please don't move in 3 deep. You're not allowed to. If it fits, if there's room for 2 block deep zoning, you're moving in. I'm sorry. Like, that's, you want an office space in Boston? This is where your scaffolding is literally on the highway. This scaffolding is like literally on the highway. It's great. I miss the scaffolding. Not that I play Cities 2 enough, but the overhead cranes are just kind of stupid for the scale of most of the buildings, especially for low density housing. Put the park in the curve? No, that we're gonna put a bunch of funny shaped houses in the curb. Maybe we can tuck an alley in there, maybe not, I don't know. And then we can move some more people in here, but then that is entirely too much wasted space. So hold on a second. How do we get... Do I go there? No. Can I get right there, please? Thank you. Yeah, that's good enough. That's fine. I think. I don't know. We'll see. I don't want this to be Ford zone, though. So we'll wait on that. That zoning is separate, so that should be okay. And the good news is that the downtown and financial sector is going to be right over here, so we can support this residential area with the businesses that they so desperately need to work at. If it fits, it sits. Indeed. Okay. How do we make a mess of this now? We'll come down this way. Actually, we'll come down partially because I want to get in here. Nope. We're going to have to come in and clean up those traffic lights. My God, there's going to be so many traffic lights on an outer ring road. Okay, straight tool. Come on now. Give me a good connection. Give me a... No, doesn't want me to. Okay. Well, we'll do that, and then we'll curve it in on this side. There we go. Okay, that's a north end right there. We get a couple industrial buildings filling up some of the excess space, and we're golden. We're doing great. The Mars music is so damn good. Yeah, I wanted to play the original Cities soundtrack for a bit, but it's way too ambient and sparse and quiet at times. And this is like, Mars is very chilled and laid back, but at least it's got a rhythm the whole time. There's something happening. And we need that. I'll probably switch it over to Synthwave after Mars, but... Okay, we gotta move in. Again, no more than 2 deep European buildings in this section of town. For those of you that are just joining, I'm assuming some of the interest is because people know Boston. If not, this is it's the kind of original oldest neighborhood on the original peninsula. Boston was founded in 1630, so we are just 4 years. In 2026, it'll be 4 years until the 400th anniversary, which is crazy to think. But it was so densely packed and populated, and obviously like this little corner tip of the peninsula that the highway cut through, like you're never intended to drive through it. It was, hundreds of years before cars, so obviously, but it just didn't have the infrastructure that later cities have in their grid systems. And it's especially evident here in the original kind of unplanned sector, which was very hilly and marshy and had even less land mass than we see here today. I guess, again, just for perspective, I've switched over to it many times, but the original peninsula is outlined in red here, and we're building that area in the top right of the blob, if you will. No, Will, no, we're not. Nope, nothing's on fire. Get out of here, Will Smith. Sorry, it triggers that automatically if I didn't turn it off when I switch back to the layer. Sorry, Will Smith just shouted at you. I want to zone this, but I don't want to yet because it's going to zone inappropriately sized buildings. We've got to figure out our office sector next, possibly. If we want the city to be functioning, if we just want to build it, it doesn't really matter. But if we want it to kind of balance out, I may need to start drawing around and figure out, like, maybe government center and financial and downtown's next episode, just to support, just to support the actual functioning of the city. Oh, I should probably do this real quick. Let's come down here, turn off all the traffic lights because they are totally useless. Especially at this frequency. Oh my God. Oh, there's so many traffic lights. Crazy. The intersections are insane. We could like do stop signs if we want. Eventually I want to figure out the pedestrian thing, but it's not bad. It's not bad kind of cluttered like this either. It'll be better when we like really have stuff built all the way to the corners. Where's actually that funky corner set up? Over here. We got to get stuff on the other side of the street, I think. We need it on both sides. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. You live back to back with an office now. Do we do a 2x1? I don't think so. I think we get a couple trees in there, and we'll get a couple more in that way. But yeah, how do these look at the corners, I guess, right? Like... Oh, Mars Radio ended. Let me find some music real quick. Epidemic. View all. Easy listening lounge? Nope. We'll go tried and true. Let's see what we got for moods here. How about some dreamy synthwave? Okay. Vocals, no thank you. Okay. There we go. Music in order. Stellaris music is Surviving Mars. I mean, the Mars Radio was from Surviving Mars, so maybe they reused some of that music in Stellaris. I don't know. I know PDX has tried to take ownership of a lot of the music that they use so that like they are the publisher. So like Spotify plays or by chance purchases it's their money anyways. Let's see what we can do. I might have to play around with the zoning a little bit. I want to try and get like, I mean, maybe we just let it do its thing and fill in all those zones and like make the corners a little bit more congested. I think it's appropriate for the area. This will be interesting what it does here. We'll see. We'll fill all that in. Once this fills in, we'll worry about what? What? These are residential buildings with giant ads on them? What is that cigarettes? What is that? I don't even know. Un Sauber East? Okay. It seems odd for a residential building. Not to mention two of them next to one another. And the signs on top too. Like, calm down with all the signage. It's a residential area. You know what? This, like, just swooping around like that made me miss Portsmouth. If you've been here for a while, my season 7 was a modded build of Portsmouth, and there was a tight little downtown of townhouses. Used a lot of modded assets for. That one was fun. I miss Portsmouth. I wish I still had access to it, but it is corrupted and gone. All I have is the YouTube videos. It's also when one of my video cards died. Mostly listen to concerts and K-pop now. Okay, I think in order to sustain more growth in this area, we might need to think about our next zones and areas. And I hadn't put a lot of thought into... the next zone yet. If we look at so the financial... Where's the one where I have all the neighborhoods? Okay. So we did the one in the top right. That's the north end. The one stuck in the center of everything is Government Center. That's where the State House is. The bottom right of the blob is the downtown financial district. So we could, that's where the offices go. If we figure out where Back Bay is and the Commons, we can figure out where Beacon Street is, and then we can kind of frame that out. So maybe we look at some of that just to frame it so that we can start in on some office buildings and stuff in the financial sector. We're not gonna use financial buildings. We'll use skyscrapers and regular offices and stuff. But that is another particularly hectic area. And I'm going to be excited when we get to things like Beacon Hill on the left-hand side, way on the left-hand side, the rectangular grid of Back Bay, even the triangular section in the top middle, Mill Pond, at least, will be easy to do. But I feel like I'm starting with the two most chaotic neighborhoods here, which is kind of ridiculous. Okay, let's frame out a little bit. This is the straight shot of Storrow Drive. This is where I thought this was all gonna go. Do we leave? What kind of space do we leave? I want to think about this for a minute. In fact, hold on a second. Let me do this. Let me save, because we haven't saved. Brand new save slot. Look at this, everybody. Save game for New Boston. A save game for New Boston. That's wild. It's here. We're here. Give me a second now. Load game. I have I was working on this in a winter map. I was screwing around with it, and I just jumped right to Back Bay. So I built a different version of the map in the snow. You can't switch the mode. You have to completely reinvent the wheel. So I had done this before, and I just want to look at what I did with the Back Bay, because Back Bay was one of the things I really wanted to plan out, because in particular, it is a very tight, neat grid that's just very particular. I want to, I think, take some of the same approach as some of the older European buildings, or at least I did, because they were all mid-1800s brick townhouses. But maybe we go emerging downtown, maybe we tell that story again. Maybe this is the new emerging area it's the new Boston, and that could be the emerging downtown section, or at least the wall to wall, and we could do something different with it. But we were definitely going for the European look in the North End, which I think is still a fun nod. My game takes a really long time to load. I've heard other people say that their remaster does not do this, but the hanging is totally normal. Don't worry, we're fine. The pause progress bar is a sign that it is working. Emerging downtown could be good. Yeah, I think so too. It's a beautiful area. There's a couple shots of it in my new Boston video. Is that on this layer? Can I jump through this video? Hold on a second. New Boston trailer. Yes, I can. I'm going to pause this. Hold on a second here. Right here. So that is the back bay. You can see the very neat grid-like streets. I think, okay, so it doesn't come quite straight on. You'll notice that the streets are relatively narrow. This one on the left, though, it's not going to center on it, unfortunately. But the one on the left is actually two one-way streets with a park up the middle, and you can see how deep the trees go all the way down, like the peninsula. It goes way the heck down there, like down towards the Sitco sign, basically, if you can see it. It just runs all the way down from Arlington all the way down to Mass Ave. Basically, it runs all the way to where you see that bridge across the water on the right-hand side of the screen. The trees and the park like go all the way down to that. And there isn't actually an extension. You can technically walk through this park for miles and miles. But that in particular is the back bay, and that's going to be pretty fun to build. That's like an old historical building in the middle of skyscrapers. This is also back bay. I want to say this is Com Ave. So that grass way. No, it is not. No, this isn't Com Ave. This is maybe, I was gonna say Beacon, but Beacon's running out the other way. Maybe that's not Com Ave, but it's right over there in that neighborhood. This is a North End shot right here. Basically Gringotts over here on the left. What can we see here? So there's an Italian restaurant, Dino's. There's an Italian bakery on the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure there's another Italian restaurant over here. This is probably an Italian restaurant, Italian restaurant. So that's the North End. You can see some of the financial skyscrapers in the background, but like 3-4 stories, a lot of old structures down here. Okay. Put this away. This is the snow version of that. And I had the highway over here. I had started to frame all this stuff out, so you can kind of see like the idea I had in another. Wow, I really kind of misjudged or overestimated, or maybe I just wanted to completely rebuild it, but like that does not slice the peninsula at all the same way. I'm much happier with what I came up with on the other map. So Boston Common will be here. So how did I do this? Let's see how I did do this, and if we want to keep this spacing the same way. So we've got Storrow Drive acting as the highway on the outside. We're not going to have it all lumpy like that. I did a much better job on the other one. These are full. So this is European full depth, right? Let's check the zoning here. Right, what is this? It's a 4 deep, an alley, and a 4 deep. There's another 4 deep, an alley, and a 4 deep, and then there's Commonwealth. And this has basically an extra 4 zones and an alley up the middle. I didn't finish zoning over here, apparently. Before it does it again, before it switches to commercial. And then office space. Did I name all the streets here? I did. Well, I named that one. So it should be Arlington, Berkeley, Clarendon, Dartmouth, Exeter, Fairfield. Did I do them all? Exeter, Fairfield, Gloucester Street. But this is pronounced Gloucester, by the way. If you're not from New England, you may stumble on that one. Gloucester, like gloss, like something that's glossy. Gloucester. Don't worry about how it's spelled. And Hereford Street, and then it's Mass Ave. Oh, I never renamed Mass. I named all the streets except for Mass Ave. So essentially, I want to do this structure over there. So what do we need? We need one main avenue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 before we get to Mass Ave. And then did I name these? I don't remember the names of the cross streets. Beacon. It should be. Did I name these? I didn't. Did I? Beacon Marlborough, Commonwealth. Then you have Newbury Street, which is like a famous commercial center, and then Boylston. Boylston is where the marathon finishes. Comes back up Boylston. Was looking at the pedestrian street problem. Do you have the wall-to-wall policy? Nope. I did not have any policy, so I don't know what was going on with that. It was acting weird. Let's get back into the regular New Boston. And let's at least go frame that out now that we have an idea of kind of what that looked like. Because I think I'm going to keep that same spacing. Like it's a very neat grid over there. You can kind of see it in the bottom left of the screen. Like the chaos at the center of your screen is incredibly obvious. The very neat grid in the bottom left stands out quite a bit in comparison. And we'll frame that out. We'll snap the park on top of it as its hat. That will tell us where Beacon Hill is. We can then build a bridge across to Cambridge, figure out a lot of the other zones based on that, and then build their insanity individually. Hey, great time to stretch your legs and hydrate. We've been live for 2 hours. 135 of you enjoying your Friday evenings, I hope. Let's hydrate. Whatever that means for you. I mean, just know, like, you know, alcohol and caffeine don't do a great job hydrating, but if it means, you know, you enjoy a little sip, then enjoy something. Or if I'm just having some water, maybe a diet soda, but whatever is your fix. Hydrate, take care of yourself, stretch your legs, leave a like. It helps the soul, mine and yours. Try it. You guys try hitting the dislike button twice. Feels twice as good. Let me enjoy my Dr. Pepper. Wait, you're not drinking Dr. Pepper now, are you, AC? And then again, if you're staying up on the stream, then whatever helps you get there. What is everybody's caffeine of choice? I've been having my digestive system has not been going well in my late 40s. So I am staying away from dairy, which I don't like. If it's good coffee, I don't need any sugar. I love cream in my coffee. So I'm off coffee and I'm on energy drinks. That's my caffeine fix. But I do enjoy, you know, if I need a little afternoon pick me up and maybe we've got some kicking around from entertaining around the holidays, I'll have a full calorie Coke or a Dr. Pepper. I like me a good Dr. Pepper. My sister-in-law is a big Dr. Pepper fan, so we keep it in stock for her on the holidays. Hazelnut coffee, chai tea, coffee's your caffeine, lactose-free milk is the best. Okay. I'll give it a shot. I miss coffee. I'll tell you what I love iced coffee. Back in the day, I quit smoking 10 years ago. Hot coffee and a cigarette in the morning. Oh my God. Get out. Oh my God. So good. So good. Don't smoke, kids. It's very hard to quit. Okay, so let's presume that this junction is where we come off. If we're gonna have houses, do those houses sit right on? Or should we give them like a tiny little buffer? What's this gonna be, like a 2 square buffer? A 1 square buffer. A tiny little space that something can happen there that isn't immediately up against the... Yeah, that's okay. That's a little better. We're giving just a little bit of room. Okay, we're gonna come over. Well, here, let's just come over. We'll come over a bunch. We'll figure this out. So we want 4 plus a free zone, right, for the alley. We'll come down there for now. And the same thing here. We want 1 free zone for the alley. We're just framing this out. We're not building the back bay tonight at all. Don't worry. It's still about the north end, but we kind of need to frame some stuff out here. So if that is... I got to look at this now on a map. Beacon... Was it Beacon, Marlborough, Com Ave? Any Bostonians in chat? I need Google Maps, not Google Earth, right, for street names. Let's see. Beacon, Marlborough, Com Ave. When we say Com Ave, it's Commonwealth Avenue. One and the same. Not nearly as confusing as highways around the Boston area are. For example, 128 North is the same road as 95 South. So good luck navigating if you're looking for one and see the sign for the other. Okay, are we doing the same thing here, but we're not zoning on it on Com Ave, I think. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then we'll throw 2 more streets on. We need Boylston and one other. Let me double check. What is before Boylston? No, of course, Newbury and then Boylston. Boylston, so Beacon and Boylston, this street here. Let's come up at least 3. Probably, maybe 3. Okay, not these streets, sorry. If this is Beacon, Marlborough, Com, Newbury, Boylston. And that frames our park. So these roads here surround what's called the Boston Gardens, not to be confused with the Boston Garden. The public gardens, should say. And then we've got to figure out the shape of... Boston Common is a little funny. So let's see if we can figure out kind of where this is all going. So this kind of almost points to... I'm actually pretty happy with how that lines up. So this should point to the bottom right of the north end, essentially. So that's pretty decent. So it should stop wherever the top of the hill is. Let's call it here. Right? Is that about the peak? That's about the peak. And then rather than come off at a 90-degree angle, it actually comes off at, like, let's call it 110. Before it comes down a weird bend. Let's see what that looks like. I think that comes out a little too far, maybe. Let's see. The park that I'm trying to build this off of is in the bottom middle of your screen there. So it almost looks like the state of Maine in a way. A little wedge there. Let's actually see if we can get our angles about the same. That's actually not too far off. So this one comes out a little bit. Let's call it about there. And maybe we do that and that. It's not terrible. It might be a little big, but I think we can make it work. So there is a street. So Boylston Street basically becomes Essex Street, and that should frame off the financial district nicely. Let's see, and then this should kind of like sneak up to the highway. And this will eventually become part of this same parkway once we bury the highway through here. But we'll build it to tear it all apart, just like they did in the real city, to maybe give us some of that experience of what it might be like. Wait, you can't bring your coffee with you in the snow. You need a thermos or a good insulated cup. That's all. Okay, so if we've got this framed out, I'll figure out the cross streets and how far apart they are to make sure we get the right amount there. Once we've got that, then we've also got, I'll just leave this temporarily, basically a straight line across this Mass Ave. So this is Boston on this side of the river, this is Cambridge, and right here across the bridge is MIT. If you've played Fallout 4, you can very much get a sense for the direction of everything. The scale of it is terribly off. Like you can walk, like you can like once you look at the map, you can very easily like follow your way from Nate's house or Nora's house, whoever you play, all the way down to Storrow Drive and just like walk your way to Diamond City. You don't even need to look at the Pip-Boy. Too many dishes love mugs too much. I do love mugs, but I tend to just like I make a lot of tea, so I tend to just reboil water. I just rinse it out real quick, put new boiling water in it. It's fine. It had some chamomile tea in it. I think it'll be okay. But if you got creamy coffee, then that's different. Okay, so we've got a back bay defined. We've got Boston Common roughly outlined, and we've got effectively what is Essex Street or Boylston becoming Essex to frame what's happening here. Let's try and stay parallel with the highway. We go up to the street that way. Now, at the top, this is where things get a little interesting. At the top of Beacon Hill, this side of the park, this is Tremont Street. For the English only speaking amongst you, it implies 3 mountains or 3 hills that were here. Beacon Hill is still here. The other 2 have been shaved down considerably to add to the surrounding peninsula to create land where there was not land. So the Tremont Street, still named Tremont, but there's really only one big hill. Boston is still very hilly, don't get me wrong, but Beacon Hill is like the very pronounced hill, basically. Okay. Let's see. So what we want to do from Tremont Street let's do this. Do we freeform it? We'll come out to the tree. Invalid shape, okay. Let's see. I feel like that didn't come out far enough. Come out to the trees again. Okay, I just want to get the angle of this right. Or close at least, I don't know. I feel like something like about there. Maybe my curve is a little too big, but we can bring this straight across. So this is basically... Oh, is there no room to get under there? Okay, does Longfellow go over? I guess Longfellow Bridge goes over? I don't remember. We'll go over, that's fine. Or not, it's gonna be an absolute nightmare. This is structural, not functional. So we'll do something like that, but we'll come straight across. That is Beacon Hill right there. I may as well label it since we're doing these neighborhoods. This is going to be Boston Common, the park. We'll name these in a second. And we'll come back and clean them up once we actually come to build over here. I've been here in Fallout over the city. I love it. I love it so much. Cheeks. I'm so glad he was recognizing spots. I think it's really cool how they did that though. Like I definitely have a biased opinion of Fallout 4 because of its location. And like I said, it's not like a one-to-one by any means. And I don't think, like, you know, Spider-Man's not one-to-one, but it's an impressive recreation of Manhattan. But they really do get the feel of a lot of really important parts of Boston history. So I'm glad he was able to pick some of that out. Okay, let's look at like where about would our lines be. Mill Pond Road is probably a nice easy one to determine next. So that's going to be like here. Mill Pond's going to be over here somewhere, which means that this is the West End. And I got to look at my boundaries a little bit here. I don't know as well, but like government center. And then financial downtown. I got to look at like what street is technically the barrier there. Let's rename some of these just in case people are wondering. Bear with me for a second here. West End. We got Beacon Hill. We'll find there are some really long streets and in turn really long buildings on Beacon Hill because they used to make ropes. And the way that you make and treat ropes is like you have to stretch them out. So like if you want to make a rope X number of feet, you better have a building that is X number of feet to stretch it out and treat it in. So you'll find that there was a lot of very long buildings, and even though it's an incredibly hilly area, they do. I'm gonna say Boston Hills, Boston Common, because it was an incredible hilly area, but they still adhered to those. I'm not gonna label the public gardens differently. At least not now. Boston Common is technically this section. The Boston Public Gardens is this rectangular at the bottom. Is this not technically vocals? I asked it for no vocals. It's not bad, but it's not what I want in my head right now. Okay, and then sorry, we were renaming. Where were we? We got West End, Beacon Hill, Boston Common. Let's call it Back Bay. I almost for a good couple years almost did this in PC, and I was gonna ask around the asset creators. I was gonna see if I could flip Revo a couple hundred and make me a Fenway Park. That would be pretty cool to drop like a Fenway in the actual map, but not gonna happen on console, unfortunately. Hey, it could happen one day in CS2 technically, right? Because you can share assets and then download those on console if it ever comes out. That's a big if. Did I play through that playlist already and not load more songs? That's probably what happened. Or did I hit the stop button instead of the next button? I hit the stop button instead of the next button. That's what I did. Okay. CS2 console when indeed. It makes me laugh every time, but like it doesn't matter what the news is. Like, hey, Traffic got malware. CS2 console when? Traffic mod, that is. Hey, Colossal Order's fired. We're breaking up. It's mutual. Paradox is keeping the kids. Console when? Guys, slow down. Let them make a good game first before they worry about porting that game over to console. Okay, we'll call it downtown. Technically a financial district. Technically there's some distinction as well, depending. There's some nuance. I'm not going to worry about it. And we've got... Mill Pond's way too big there. This is Government Center. And then this would be Mill Pond, which technically isn't, I mean, it's not technically a neighborhood, right? It's the causeway. Or it's what was Mill Pond, I should say. I don't know technically what the resulting triangular grid neighborhood is. Okay. So we've got a little bit of framing done here. We've only got 1,500 people. What is cinematic camera going to give us? It's going to give us a lot of highway shots and some occasional Boston downtown nonsense. Concerts DLC comes free if you pre-purchase CS2 on console. Good, Kung. Still not convinced we'll ever get it on console. I think that we will get it on console. I absolutely think that we will get it on console. I think Colossal Order bit way more than they get you off. I've talked about this in the past. I've never heard any complaints about it. I never got my hands on CS2 console. I was told that I was going to get my hands on it like as soon as like a week before they announced the delay. We got it. It's coming. It's coming. What they would have shown me. I can't imagine what I would have seen 2 years ago if it's still not out yet. So, interesting, I'm sure. But will we get it? I think that we will, though. I don't think it's necessarily going to be good. I think that this studio coming in is not to save the game, honestly. It is to create a platform that the whales will spend money on. And I say that knowing that I will probably justify the purchase because I have this channel. I hope that I caution people when I do. But we'll see. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but like I would say it would show a lot of confidence if they reached out or like, hey, we want you to check this game out again. But if they continue to ignore my criticism and not talk to me ever again, then I'm going to assume they're not too confident in that game. Just going to go out on a limb there. What? Come on! Come on! It's gonna be fine. We're just letting the fire burn out. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let me see here. All right, let's move some more people in. We need to do, I forgot why we held off on this. So let me see, where does this, let me connect one more road. So this road. Actually, that's not too bad if we do that. So coming off of Government Center. Okay, we're gonna get a little loosey-goosey with this here. Not that, you know, this is very particularly and meticulously planned. But we're gonna get a little loosey-goosey over here. Because we're gonna come through here and connect to this road. So why don't we do that? You know what? It's New Boston. We're gonna make a creative decision here. No, we're not. Never mind. Because this road's gonna continue down through here. Okay, coming off of here, we'll come straight. And then this way. And then for now, it can hook in like so. But this 4-lane road will actually be replacing, well, it'll be a 3-lane road each way, replacing the highway. So we'll rethink that, like how this kind of cross connects. But that can be, if that's Government Center, this can be our downtown. And honestly, we can do the same thing that we did before, except now we're gonna get a little more consistent with the size of the grids. We're gonna be just kind of as crazy as how they line up. You know, maybe we set them up like this, where there's just a little bit of space between. It definitely does not have to be perfect. We don't want it to be perfect. We just want to move in some office spaces in here. This is, if I can say, as somebody who used to cover New England from a sales engineering perspective. So most of my business for like 5 straight years was covering Boston and the Cape. So anything else was considered Western Mass, basically Boston and southeast of the Cape, Connecticut, Rhode Island. And driving 180 miles around Connecticut all day, like you could do in the same amount of time that you could go from one side of Boston to the other in a car. It was not worth it. Like, drive anywhere in the region, no problem. But as soon as you gotta go into downtown Boston, like, that's the thing. Like the commuter rails like coming into the city do not do a bad job of getting you into the city and back out to the same spot you came in. If you, let's say you don't have a car and you're like you go into the city and then you want to go meet somebody over here. Okay, well, you can go meet somebody over there, but to get back home, then you have to go back into the center of the city to go back out the way you came in. Like there was no good hub routes. And that is just, it's frustrating unless you are only a commuter that's coming in and out. Half an hour get from the airport across the main part of the city. Yeah, you know. You know. Okay. What are we going to do? We got to get some routes going up the hill as well. So let's kind of do the same thing that we did here, but with a vertical approach. Maybe we curve this one around. Let's see. Yeah, we can do that. And then we can connect this through. This is going to get a little bit more chaotic. We'll have to probably come back and think about like how traffic is handling certain things. It'll probably get very, very messy. I will be honest. Hopefully you are here because you know kind of what we're taking on with this project and not expecting good traffic. We're recreating the chaos of Boston, hopefully in a fun way, and reimagining little parts of the city. But if we fix it too much, it's not Boston. Boston is very broken in many ways. Okay, let's do that. Man, this is gonna be, whoo, it's gonna be a mess. Do we just, I should probably just do the water on across the whole peninsula at this point. Would it be easier than worrying about it later? Okay, if it's gonna get in my way there, we'll do it this way. We could do 460, but you'd be a madman if you did that. And look at these pipes and these roads. And yes, I'm calling 460 between two pipes is madman behavior. Get in a padded room and lock yourself in. You are not safe to be around other people. Why would you do that? Like, look at this. See how this is, there's no, like, the overlap is just perfect. It's great. This is 460. This is what you're doing. You're creating these additional lines. Don't do that. I can't believe I did that. I already can't. I can deal with crazy pipes. I can't deal with 460. We're not savages. I won't respect the topography, but I will respect the 440. And if you want to be cheeky and call it 420 just because, I won't judge you. We'll bring this line in a bit though. That way we just don't have to worry about the water over here again. That'll be nice. I mean, we'll have to worry about it because it's getting polluted down the river, but you know. I like that I did all that watering and then I was like, okay, I'm done. Except I didn't water the place where I'm about to move in all the people in the offices. Imagine if you had like the grid tool for roads, but for pipes, or if pipes were just in the roads like in CS2, that'd be cool too, I guess. Like, is managing this infrastructure particularly fun? Because you're either wasting nodes and following all your roads. I wonder, like, okay, chat, what's your opinion? And maybe for those of you that are inactive in chat, maybe a poll. But like, what is your take on pipes? Do you care? Do you organize them around your roads? Do you do this and never look at them again? Like I tried to do until somebody's complaining about water and I realized we didn't water that area. Let's find out. And when can mods start polls for crying out loud? Okay. Water pipes, do you care? Yes, no. Why did you do that? I'm interested to know. So, I obviously don't care. All right, let's get some more nonsensical roadways in here. We could probably use a little grid work in here. I am the standout here. I am so sorry, everybody. I apologize for what you had to witness for the potentially the last 7 years with my pipes. Feel kind of terrible. I mean, exactly. You do it for work. It doesn't mean you want to do it again on the game. If anything, I'd be so fed up with it. I'd be like, you're not even getting any water. I don't care. See how long it takes for you to move out. I don't care about growing cities. Can we get one in here? That's a mess. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That there'd be a different grid over there. Because Boston. What would be a good angle to come off here? How about 58? Perfect. And then we'll go this way. Let's see if we can come back and hit this, though. Oh, we can. Okay. That's kind of cool. Crazy intersections here. Okay. I want to keep traffic zigzagging. That's for sure. But what do we do through here? This is... I think we just stay really flowy with it. Okay. So let's bring this through. We'll come out to there, and then... we'll get them as close as we can without being perfect. Let's do like 3. That's too far apart. Maybe that. Nope, that's not gonna work either. That. And then we'll come through here again. Cause why not? Cause Boston. I do like Boston is a really fun city with a lot of history. I think if you come here as a tourist, you definitely do not need a car. And if you do, and it's not yours, definitely get insurance on it. Not for thievery, but for aggressive driving. Okay. There's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on, and we need one more microgrid here. Where does it come from? There was an important park here, and there was a road that led straight to I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe we come through with that one. That one's fine. That one. We'll curve the middle street because no, that's too much. We need to keep the grid a little bit tighter. Nope, that was a mistake. That we will keep. That's pretty dense zoning, considering the insanity of it. Okay, well, we can move some offices in, that's for sure. Looking forward to the big dig. I'm regretting not just having done it in the first place, honestly, but it's going to be so fun to dig into. For me, I'm going to geek out really, really hard on the big dig and all the statistics behind it and the expense of it and the delays and really the whole highway project to begin with. The way that this central artery tore the city inspired an MBTA upgrade that never happened, and somehow still 50 years later, like, we're still lagging where it was in the 70s. That's insane. Like, that's insane for a you know, arguably the financial and cultural capital of New England, not just Massachusetts. Come on. Okay. Double check our water coverage, which technically covers all of downtown. So we have old European buildings, and now we have blocks full of office buildings right on the other side of the highway. And again, this will be densely populated as well. So we'll fill up this area at first so we can see some of the scale nearby. Also, so we can start considering government center and some of the town hall stuff. Like, maybe we'll put, what is it? The tax office. Let's just drop it in now as a reminder. Uniques. It's going to be in the third one. Yeah, third one, tax office. Bingo. So that'll go over here somewhere. We'll have some buildings like that. We have to do a little Faneuil Hall Market. Where would that be? Somewhere over here. But we'll do some government buildings like that. Up here, we'll do our city service center. We'll do a nice park over here. And I'm really excited for Back Bay when we get to that. And maybe 4 episodes, 3 episodes. It's going to be a few episodes. We gotta at least get one more neighborhood building in down. The Boston Common, probably. Maybe outline Cambridge a little bit. So there's plenty to do. Let me see. Okay, offices are moving in. We are on 1 time speed, so let's amp that up. We don't have any power over here, so we should fix that. We also should fix the fact that we're using 3 wind turbines. Like, I'm just gonna throw down a temporary power plant until we decide where some of that infrastructure goes. That's fine. And then we will connect that little extension cord. Little extension cord never hurt anybody. As long as you didn't use the one with the frayed electrical tape. And then that statement is not true. Okay, that's all connected now. So if I demolish that, we don't need these anymore. Because that's all connected, and we don't need those either, and we can probably get rid of this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, offices are growing in. We could also, for scale, where are they? I think we'll use the smaller ones for Boston. You know what? Hey, we'll throw one right here on this corner for now. Because again, like, that would be the case that you've got the skyscrapers just like right on the other side of the highway. We'll definitely want to look at, you know, the airport probably won't be that far off, only because we could do helicopter city services. That might be kind of nice rather than plopping down fire stations everywhere. Might be nice to kind of have some coverage. There's shipping, sailing by. We'll get some cargo into the harbor eventually. Okay, we've got some offices. We need some more commercial. I guess we could mix in regular high-density commercial over here. That would be fine. I don't think we care really about how it is spread out. We want to think about it, I guess, from an accessibility perspective, so more main avenue kind of stuff. We might end up like upgrading some of these to 4 lanes also down the road, so who knows. There could be some restructuring down here, but we'll probably keep, again, the insanity of the grid and then reframe the main avenues, if anything. A little bit of rework. Won't hurt anybody. We'll move some people out. We got the money for it. We got infinite money for it. That's a departure on the channel. River Run's going great. I think we're up to 526 million on River Run, and that's all been done mostly live on stream. I guess a lot of the idling was not. I shouldn't say that. But most of the building was. These European high density don't disappoint on the fires, huh? Did have an annoying call with water supply today. Take it out in The Sims. Yeah. Yeah, how annoying? Like relocating sewage near their intake annoying? It's why I turned the chirps off. I would be vindictive and I would hunt people down for the things that they say. Bulldoze their houses. We are starting to see, good. We're starting to see some of the demand climb back up over here. I would love to see this totally filled out tonight, the north end, with almost all. No, that's gonna do a. I guess it would be okay if we had the occasional. Let's see what it looks like with the occasional 4 deep. Whatever. Maybe it works still. It could probably still work. We will stick to the 2x2 over here, though. I'm not going to zone the other half of that block. A couple occasional buildings that take up a little bit more space in the block, I'm okay with. But let's not go crazy with the big buildings. That's not what they needed in the 1700s. Or really during the 1940s population explosion. So if that'll be 2 off of that road. Okay, they're going to be complaining for a bit. That's okay. Need educated workers. So, you know, I mean, we're going to have to think about this too. Like I want it to function. I want to be able to follow people around, see it, you know, function as a city. So we are going to have to think about university at some point. If we want to stay somewhat true, we might do 3. So we could put BU kind of over here. We could put MIT over here. And we could put Boston College somewhere over here. So if we wanted to make use of the 3 different university types, we could do that. I think this is going to be the map that I finally commit to an airport. Because I was looking at it in the test build, and the one that I use all the time that I love, it's totally fine. Metropolitan Airport, it looks so tiny here. It looks so freaking tiny on this island. Logan should take up like that, at least. So we'll have to, and I should be painting this with the airport area, but it's already flat, so it doesn't really matter. But I might, at least build out some of that college infrastructure just so that we've got something. It might be kind of fun to build out MIT only because it's probably the most famous of those three. I mean, we could do Harvard too. But probably do MIT, especially because it will help. It'll help provide perspective across the river. We'll want to do a Fenway Park, so we're gonna put the big baseball stadium here. Let's rename this stuff just so, again, people kind of know what's coming. Or at least what I think I'm gonna do for now. Boston College. How much do I have to type before it knows I'm typing Boston now? I gotta get to the T. Only had to do the U on that one. Thank you, game. And then we can abbreviate. Is MIT famous enough that everybody in chat knows what it stands for? Is it self-explanatory enough? Oh, did I rename the wrong district? Great. I was like, why didn't that change? Okay, Boston University, Aspen District rename. But you took a class here. That doesn't count. I would hope you know then. What was that? Oh, this was MIT. Yeah, this is MIT. I'm like, what the heck was I going to rename this? Do I have my Gaining Ground book? Was Nancy Seychelles MIT? Where did she teach? Harvard University. Boston University, research fellow. And UMass Lowell. Okay, oh, she's presented lectures. So a fellow at Boston University and taught topographical courses at Harvard University as well. So sorry, I'm talking about Nancy Seychelles. She wrote 2 amazing books on Boston. The Atlas of Boston History and Gaining Ground, the history of landmaking in Boston, which is why I know a lot of this stuff. Really, really amazing books on the topic, well researched, well referenced, really good stuff. Quite possibly in part responsible for this very build. So, thanks, Nancy. More Inferno? No, definitely not. Isn't the school that added in Green Cities, isn't that an institute, or it's a technology institute, right? What is it? I have all the buildings on. This one? Modern Technology Institute. Oh, okay. And then I didn't name Logan. We'll delete this for now. We don't need the airport not connected to anything. Who's got good tutorials on airports? I don't even know how they work. Egg, City Planner? Anybody know? Anybody follow? Anybody watch anybody that made a cool airport I can get some inspiration from? Because I literally have not ever upgraded an airport area or done anything with them. I know you define an area and it flattens it, which this is already flat. You have to build. I would definitely want to do a 2-story terminal. That's very cool. Please tell me they don't force the roads to be that. Okay, no, they don't force the roads to be that steep. Do they let you plug roads next to one another? And it's interesting that they force a bus and taxi lane on it. I guess. Okay. Is there a way to do it without the bus and taxi lane? The regular terminal that is not the two? And the big one forces bus and taxi lane as well. Okay. Do these snap together? No. This does though. What is this? The concourse. Okay, and then what? You build gates off of here? Okay, so you can do a hub and have a bunch of concourses off of there, and then what is this? That's a terminal. That's a terminal. What are the what? Oh, is that a 2-story as well? Sorry, getting distracted here. Okay. So we got some options there, but like what do you do with what are like the gates? Oh, are you building terminals at the end of the concourses? So like, am I snapping that together with this? I'm sorry, I'll figure this out on not on stream. Like that? Is that connected now? Or I just did another... Never mind. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not how it works. Definitely not how it works, chat. That's how it works. You delete it all. And you go watch a video later. Kung, you're looking for a timeout, my friend. I'm sure Paradox has the full detail. Who did the... Okay. Who did the tutorial on airports? Cities, Skylines, Airport tutorial. Who gets first result? Without Googling yourself. Okay. Zardis gets top hit for me over the Cities Skylines official channel, but maybe because I am subscribed to Zardis? And I am not subscribed to the Cities channel? Oh, I thought I had my camera on. Oh, never mind. Not starting, just game. No, starting, turn off. Okay. Zardis is good. Zardis is like criminally laid back. I think if he was like a more energetic presenter, his channel would be pretty big. But he's just like, very calm, chill, not particularly like over animated. You know, he's not your typical douchey YouTuber like me, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe at the start of the video. Let's go for 18,000 likes on this video. If we get that, then I'll post another video. And if I don't get 18,000 likes, I'll still post another video. He's just very chill. I think he's formerly a lawyer, if I remember. So who did the actual... Oh, City Planner Plays did the airports tutorial, though. So between Zardis and CPP on the official channel, I'm hoping I'll be able to figure out how it works. And then City Planner Play has an hour and 12-minute beginner's guide on airports. Well, it's the Ultimate Beginner's Guide series, I guess. But 112 minutes. That's gotta be rambly like me. That can't be like tight building tips the whole time, can it? Did watch him in Imperial Jedi at first. Imperial Jedi, I don't know, did he do anything with airports? I think I've said this before, like the reason that I created my channel is because I could only find Imperial Jedi, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this for console. And it might have even been like 1-to-1, like a triangular intersection that Jedi did, honestly. But it was just like I could not find anything console related, so I ended up doing it myself. And thinking like, hey, you know, this could be kind of fun. I'll do this. Somebody will stumble on it. And a lot of people stumbled on it, and many of you stumbled on it this evening for one reason or another. So thanks for stopping by. If you're new, subscribe. There will be a lot of new Boston happening. This is a project I've been wanting to get into for a while. And I don't know if you can tell, but I put there's a lot of thought and passion that's going to go into this build. Even though it's just a vanilla console build on Remastered, we're going to stretch it and do everything that we can with it. Okay, we need more office. So, give them the office. I could probably overzone, but I want to think a little bit about how stuff moves in. We can also knock some of these out after they've fully grown in. That one, I'll do a commercial block there. Is this too much space in between here? Am I wasting space? I feel like I might be, at least for a Boston build. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's go back into what? Office. We'll do a medium brush because it's going to be a lot easier. We'll just do this whole block. Painting zoning with a controller is not at all satisfying. It's honestly nerve-wracking, if anything. Biffa was first for you, Kanga? Oh, on searches. Who's everybody's first Cities tutorial? I'm curious. I have a feeling I know who your first console tutorial was, but I'm just wondering, was it Jedi for a lot of people too? I think, was it Kanga that said that? All right, knocking up the residential demand again, which is good. Okay, that block can get filled in. This block can get filled in. We can do those squares as well. I'll have to try and keep an eye on the other demands. How's our traffic so far? 2,000 people, 94% traffic. Okay. We'll see how quickly that breaks down. We're currently working off of one highway exit effectively, because this Storo Drive is not connected to anything. It just loops back in on itself right now. It will eventually dump traffic to here, actually across the highway into Cambridge, to here, and down here most likely. We're going to simplify the exit structure for the scale of what we're doing. This is not designed particularly well. I had these three highways and I was like, do I build a fancy stack interchange or do I just make it basically functional for now? And I went with basically functional for now. So it's a three-way highway. It's dead simple. Does it work? Yes. Will it continue to work? I don't know. Stay tuned. Didn't watch anyone else because they kept telling you stuff you couldn't do. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's tough. By the way, your stack interchange tutorial is still, to this day, key to my understanding of stack interchanges. So thank you for that. When 2 drops, we gotta talk new tutorials. We'll drop science on the community together, Kanga. Let's do it. Can they share intersections if they can share assets? Is that a thing? That would be nice. Can you imagine being able to download custom interchanges and stuff? not having to fuss with them. Okay, residential. I'm doing whatever I can to support other aspects of the city while we move in as many people as possible into the north end in as tiny of a space as possible. I don't know why I'm zoning that square back there, but it's zoned. I wish I could, again, I think I mentioned it earlier, but I wish I could play and get away with some music, because I was curious, because like I couldn't think off the top of my head, like, I mean, I could name quite a few, but like when I was like, what are, like, show me a list of bands from Boston, and my God, there's a lot of good ones. I don't know, does anyone, this is probably under a lot of people's radar, does anyone know Morphine? Because I think even on, does Wikipedia not attribute them? Oh, because they're from Cambridge, technically. They're from across the river. Morphine is amazing. The singer died of a heart attack, I want to say on stage, like 20 years ago. When the hell did he die? 99. Wow. They were amazing. Mark Sandman, lead singer, played a 2-string bass. Dana Conley was the drummer. Maybe I'm gonna mix up the names. The drummer was amazing. Amazing, like, just an amazing drummer. But the saxophone player, so it's a 2-string bass and singer, drummer and a saxophone player. And the saxophone player would play a baritone and an alto at the same time, out of both sides of his mouth. And if you've ever seen a baritone and know how tough that is to play, to somehow have the wind power and the mouth muscles to push wind out the other half of your mouth at the same time while also operating the notes on a different saxophone at the same time. Find a YouTube video of Morphine playing live. It is he's insane. Insanity. I don't even know how you find out you can do that. But it turns out they're from Cambridge, so they're not from Boston, so they're totally irrelevant, but amazing. They're from over here instead. They're from this side of the river. What a great band. Highly recommend it. The slice of the 90s that is just so unique. If there was like, that would be, Morphine would be something I would put on the background if I could get away with playing copyrighted music. They can have the ad revenue. I just don't want to risk a claim. I want to fill this in, but I also know that it's gonna come in across the entire block if I do. It's coming along. It's coming along. Look at the little north end here. I've got to do some businesses along the outer edge and some pier-based juts that come out. Okay. You got me. Higher capacity fire helicopters. Where can we park them for now? I'm just doing it. Okay, higher capacity fire helicopters. Higher capacity police helicopters. We'll let the medical thing figure itself out, and we'll work on college probably in one of the next episodes, maybe the next stream, which will be next week at some point. At this point, I'm not going to stream tomorrow night. My wife Apple's got a thing she's going to, a little ladies excursion, and I am going to do some Sea of Thieving late night with my daughter, and honestly, she'll probably end up crashing in the bed with the dog and me. It'll be a sleepover. It'll be Sea of Thieves way too late into a sleepover. So no stream, but lots of fun on the Sea of Thieves for certain. I will most likely go live Monday if you want to check back in on some of this progress. I'm gonna try and do the major updates, like the major neighborhood builds in on like Friday, Saturday sessions, something like that. And again, there will be episodes that kind of, if I remember to record, which I did today, if I record the build and kind of show it, I'll do like a 5-10 minute something, a short video, actually maybe a little bit longer, maybe 10 to 20, because I'm going to want to talk about the history of the neighborhoods as we do these. So I'm dropping some random facts. Sometimes it's a sensical order of all the things I want to talk about. Probably not. I probably forgot some things and left out along the way. So we'll be telling the history of all these neighborhoods in greater detail on the videos that accompany these live streams if you're interested. Picking up Mina tomorrow for winter break. Winter break already. It's almost 2026. It's crazy. What do we got going on over here? Police helicopters at the elementary school? What are you kids up to? What's going on at the elementary school? Sus. Very sus. So, okay, let's see. Can we line up? How do we line up the angle here? Like that? How do we do? How do we do tonight? You ready? I think we did all right. We got a start here. It's not perfect, and it's not. It was never going to be. It was never going to be perfect. It's capturing the mood of the various neighborhoods. Beacon Hill's a little bit gritty. West End's a little bit crazy. Mill Pond's a triangle. Whatever doesn't get eaten up there becomes government center. And then the city below that, you know, it's grids, but they don't snap together well. But we'll be able to have some fun with it. I hope I gave myself enough room to feather things off appropriately. I want to be careful that I do that. I'm gonna keep like the real dense stuff is right here. It's on this. It's on this peninsula. It's what you see on screen between the highway and the river on Boston, not on Cambridge, which is up here, and not on the airport. This will be farming, like greenhouses. Hey, like, can we talk about something real quick? If you've been around, I'm not shy about being a proponent of decriminalized use. It's a policy you can have in the game. Did I see that the president might be turning tides and declaring it a Schedule 3? Is that news legit? I saw multiple outlets reporting that there might be an executive order recategorizing cannabis as Schedule 3. So maybe we'll increase the size of our farming operation over here on this peninsula, but that's what that is there for. We need offices. I really want to get that peninsula filled before. I can't believe it's 12:15 already. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Hope you are enjoying, and that you didn't join under duress and are somehow looking for help but not able to access the chat. Hit an emoji if you need assistance. Why did I too deep that? We're going full zoning on these. Nope, boys, get out of there. Nope, full zones, please. Full buildings, please, full buildings. Okay. There's no commercial demand, so we'll fill in these couple blocks. I'll try and keep commercial on a lot of the main streets. We don't zone anything inside the common. Outside is totally fine. In fact, one of my favorite theaters is right here. Where is it called the cinema? Unique buildings. Is it under landmarks? There's the theater. There's another one though, isn't there? I'll do the theater. Does the theater? Oh, the theater doesn't fit next to the park there. Okay, we have to rethink this street then. Let's ditch all that. So up here on Tremont Street, almost all the way at the end. Right? I gotta double check now, because now it's gonna bug me. It's the Emerson, right? Emerson Theater on Tremont? Boylston Street. Wait, what the hell's on Tremont? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, I didn't need to delete those streets. Whoops. Let's see if we can recreate that again. We'll do that and just reconnect these. Is that kind of how it was? I just went too far. So this is Boylston Street. This is Tremont Street. The Emerson Theater is on Boylston Street. It's before the corner. I just got a little disoriented. So we'll put that somewhere over there, just in honor of the Emerson Colonial Theater. Okay, look at this. We are starting to fill up over here. The North End. The North End is filling up. I find it funny that like the North End is like for a long time, it was like the immigrant capital of the city, right? Like whether it was Jews from various countries post World War II, Italians post Italian economic collapse, the Irish, you name it, like it was the immigrant capital of the city effectively. And it's just so funny because like this is where you get off the boat. It's like literally, like you can't. They didn't go anywhere. They got off the boat and like they were home. They landed in the neighborhood. I can't imagine like how wild that is. All the community that was here. It is unfortunate the gentrification that has happened in the last 20 years probably, as real estate has drastically changed. Like, you know, you had fourth generation Italian families living in houses, you know, for 100 years. And now they're, you know, $1 million condos. Or at least as they get, you know, as people's lease runs out, or as people die and move out, whatever cycle, it becomes too expensive to live there, you know? The demographics have shifted so much. I've been consuming a lot of content around Boston on YouTube just to see various perspectives and, you know, see if there's any gems out there. And there was like a very, very Italian Bostonian who's like doing a documentary about his experience in the North End, and he's interviewing people, and his, like, you could tell, like, I don't know if they're related or they're friends. We're having a very casual conversation with the guy making the YouTube video, and the word I kept hearing them say, like, it's all yuppies now. It's all yuppies now. But it's kind of funny just like to think about how that generational shift happens, because it's like, okay, in the 40s, well, for centuries, but especially in the 40s, and there's this huge immigration surge. But before that, right, the very birth of the Back Bay was to keep wealthy voters in the city, and that wasn't the immigrant population. Like, they wanted the people that were already settled here to continue to vote on policy here. So it's funny to see that kind of come full circle, that, like, you know, they're seeing this invasion of yuppie culture and expensive capitalization of the, you know, the real estate market has kind of, like, it's just come full circle to kind of to eat itself. I wonder where Boston is on the affordability. What do we look at? Most expensive cities? Boston is 5th. Hey, Kanga, San Francisco's number 2. Congratulations on your rent control, though. New York City, number 1. Manhattan median is $4,000 for a 1-bedroom. I feel like that's not news to me, but somehow I forgot, because it was so long ago that, like, I knew, you know, I mean, late 90s, like, I knew 3 people splitting a 2-bedroom for like $2K a piece. There's, depending on the location, that expensive is not that outrageous. New York's been bad for a while, but San Francisco number 2, San Jose, Los Angeles, wow, California, and then Boston, Mass, Honolulu, Hawaii clocking in at number 6. Interesting. Housing and tech industries being the key drivers of cost. Okay, demand-wise, come on, we need to fill in this residential. We're almost there. We'll just do that. We'll do that. We can fill that in now. And that guy and that guy. Oh, we don't have water over here? Or we don't have enough. Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, I think once we get the north end fully populated here, we'll call it. We'll get some more water in here. How big are these office buildings going to get? Not big enough, right? I'm going to drop a bunch of skyscrapers in on top of these guys. Okay, let's see. Oh, I guess we'll do that and that just because. That should be enough of that. Can we get, let's break this. We don't need that anymore. We do need some more commercial zoning. That seems to disappear really quickly, the demand for that. I like that we have the nuclear power plant just right next to the highway. Look at the parking lot on this thing. Look at the parking lot. That's awful. And right on a 4-lane road too, like. You gotta like really jam it in reverse to get out of there. Okay, so we don't have enough water. I will look at burying a bunch of infrastructure at some point. Get a 4th? No, I probably, if I had not clicked over one extra click on that. So the water pipes poll, just to seal off on that. Water pipes, do you care? 56% of you said yes, but also another 22% of you said, why did you do that, in response to the pipes that I laid down? So I'm assuming that's included in that you care as well. Or maybe it was the why did you do that to the poll? I don't know. But only 22% of you said no, you don't care about the pipes. So my brother-in or sister-in lack of pipe care, welcome to the stream. And to everybody else, apologies and condolences. Okay, we're not going to zone on the school blocks, but we will. I'm going to have to come fix that high school at some point. Because that is way too lumpy. Way too lumpy. No, don't zone that yet, because that'll zone. Oh, no, it won't zone across. We should be good there. Okay, so we won't do anything on this block for police and fire. Where are we at? We're about 5,000 people. Yeah, I can't imagine how long this would take. We definitely wouldn't have made this kind of progress tonight if we were doing it the old-fashioned way. We wouldn't even have high density unlocked yet, which would be unfortunate. Ride the slope up onto the side of the power plant. Just, I mean, if they can drive up that parking slot, like they can definitely drive up that. If they can park here, there should be no problem driving into the. What is this technically? Is this a? Is it a vent? Does it route off excess steam that can't be used to the turbines? I don't even know. Chimney for when they're doing big barbecues? Water vapor thingies. Yeah, okay. Hopefully water vapor thingies. Hopefully not Chernobyl thingies. Who's the guy that was in Marvel? He was in Thor. Skarsgård? Peter Skarsgård? Is that who the actor is I'm thinking of? He was in Chernobyl. He was amazing as that commander or whoever. Just like an absolute. No, it's not him. What the hell is his name? Who's the guy that I'm thinking of? The doctor from Thor. Somebody knows. What haven't we zoned in yet? Where can people still live? Not on this block, not on this block. There's zoning there. We need people to move in here and here and here. I think we fill that in. Do we do a single row of houses here, or do we do a little bit of tree? A little bit of grass. No, we do more houses. Okay. I don't know if this is going to fill in with a big one across the street, so I'm just going to de-zone that. Let's not do those two. And let's not do these. Those are awful. Okay, that could be commercial here, though. That's on the side street, so we won't do that one. Why did you move into single deep? Come on, man. Okay, let's call it here. I think we've got the north end reasonably full. Oh, we got a dump problem happening. You know what that means. It's time for a convenient recycling center here in the office district. Why are we complaining about water? This one seems availability, like pipe available. Okay. Just in case anybody needs that. We'll round out the rest of this water grid, or I can do that off stream, but that'll cover like all the back bay area. And then we can just worry about building. We're definitely going to get a university probably on the next one because we've got to educate some people. that is starting to become a problem, especially with all the office space we're leaning into. What's with the American clowns? I don't know why it bothers me so much. I mean, it's an annoying asset, but also the fact that it's obviously a USA hat on a clown head. And I still take offense to this, in part because they paste it everywhere and they obviously want us to think about it. Some dev thought they were being cute, but they didn't realize that there's so many of these dang buildings. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. I'm onto it. This is New Boston. We're repeating some of the mistakes because it wouldn't be Boston otherwise. We're going to make some improvements along the way. We're going to talk about history and hopefully have some fun with it. This is a wild build. Look at the north end. It's starting to shape up. I'm gonna figure out how to make it a little bit more dense around the schools. Like the schools have really got to be crammed in there. There's too much open space around them. Maybe some trees will fill in the space nicely between the buildings. Thank you to so many of you for tuning in tonight and checking out New Boston. There will be new builds. I most likely will be live Monday and then either Friday or Saturday next week, depending on schedule, and maybe some other days. Subscribe, notifications. I usually go live at 9 Eastern when I do go live. No real schedule, but again, I will try and keep the New Boston episodes to at least the big parts of the build to like Friday or Saturday streams. There's also going to be new episodes on the YouTube channel as well. So again, I'll be doing a recorded version of what happened here, more than the assembly, talking about the final product, how we copied and kind of emulated certain things and learned from the history of Boston. If we make improvements down the road, we'll talk about those at a different time. But it's really just to have fun with it, to try and recreate Boston because of its chaos, to tell those stories. I hope you are here for the ride. Again, if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I will see you on the next one. Hit the like button. It really helps the channel a lot. And again, check back for videos if that's more your thing. But please tune back in for the live streams as well. It's great to see so many here having fun, hanging out, just chilling, watching a city build. And Boston is that city for a bit, for quite a bit. And hopefully in 2026, a documentary as well that is partially written. And if I keep talking about it, enough of you will bug me about it, and I will actually get it out there and stop worrying about trying to get it perfect and just tell the story, because it's a fun story. And come find out more about it and the process behind it all as we build it and reimagine it in Cities Skylines Remastered. It's Boston Remastered. I'm still working on the tagline, but New Boston. It's better than last time. That's what I'm going with for now. But we'll figure it out. Edge of Map Fog, we know you so well, and if you don't know the Edge of Map Fog well, stay tuned. It'll be a regular friend on the stream because Cinematic Camera loves it. And you are loved and appreciated, and you deserve an awesome rest of your weekend. I'm gonna go play some, well, not right now, but I'll be playing some Sea of Thieves tomorrow, having some fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Dig out cities, dust off the creative ideas, and go build something crazy like New Boston. Maybe not as crazy as New Boston, but have some fun. Enjoy your weekends. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, Move the Mouse signing off. I need a better outro song. I need something for an outro. Hold on a second. How about a dad joke? Yeah, maybe? Okay, sure. Here's a dad joke that you didn't ask for. If you're still here, I still hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on the next one. Enjoy your Friday or Saturday, wherever you will be. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.